Hey guys, how's it going? Oh my gosh. James, I'm going live, so turn it down. How's it going? I'm doing good. A little tired this afternoon. Little tired, but worked on some really good questions for today. If y'all didn't see it the other night, I think it was Saturday night or Sunday night. I'm not sure which one. I did a live of prepping some of these pages in medicine section. So y'all be sure and check those out. They are on YouTube under lives. How's everybody else doing? Hey, Jill. Hey, Annie. How are you doing? Hey, Linda. Thank you for the follow. I have a lot of people taking their exam this weekend. Lots and lots. How are y'all feeling? Are y'all ready? I know somebody, Peggy, who just took the exam, she got the dreaded exam C. And she said the one key thing that really helped was that document. That's why I sent everybody an email out that had it. I put it up on my website too. It's a little bit cheaper there than it is on Etsy because I don't have the Etsy fees. But that's why I sent it out. Peggy said just word for word or question for question, those anatomy and a lot of the stuff that was on her exam was on that document, so I sent it out. I hope it helps you guys as much as it did her. Hey, user 94. Hey, Gold. How's it going? How's everybody? How's Golden doing? I know there's a lot taking their exam this weekend. How are you feeling? Are y'all prepared? Ready? We have a workshop this Sunday. I know it's Father's Day. It's just me scheduling and my ability to get it done. I can do it Sunday because it'll end at 5 o'clock here, which means I'll still have time to go out and do whatever I need to do. But I know out on the East Coast, that's going to be 8 p.m. you guys' time. So that's okay. Y'all be able to replay it if you want to get into it. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Aw, yeah, time to get back into it. Time to get back in. There are some really great lives out there. The last 4 or 5 are really good ones with new questions, new resolutions to some questions. So if you haven't checked those out, that's super cool. They're just on replay on YouTube. I'm sure y'all's families are tired of hearing my voices, unless y'all got those earbuds or headphones on. But it's all for a better cause, right? We're going to get y'all that career you've always dreamed of having, working from home like I have been doing since 2013. Well, it was December of that year, so the very beginning of 2014, I've been home. I come home Christmas. I was all ready to turn in my 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I just was turning in my 2 weeks notice to my boss, and it's like, I gotta move to Arizona. My mom wants me to move in with her. I'm so sorry. And she's like, well, just take your computer home with you and you can work from home. And I was like sobbing. It was so nice of her. But I had already figured that was already applying for jobs out here in Arizona, and I actually applied for a teaching job at the local community college, and didn't take the job because I was able to just keep my job. I figured they wouldn't let me, but they did. So that was awesome. We only had one remote employee at the time, and back in 2013, it really wasn't as prevalent as it is now. But it all worked out. I just hate changing jobs. I don't like it. I don't like interviewing and all that crap, but it's well worth it. Now they say it's the perfect thing to do is to every 4 years job hop so that you can increase your salary more than you're given 1 to 2% raise that you get every year from your company. You could get more by job hopping every 4 years. And I job hopped from one company to another company one time and doubled my income. That was fun. That was cool. But I don't like to hop. I like continuity. All right. Hey, Taco. Hey, Momo. Hey, Annie. Your parrot behaves when she hears my voice. My goodness. Annie, what's your parrot's name? Hey, Sammy. You texted me today, I think. My goodness, this week is like a nightmare. Is next week okay? I think I might have something next week, but today was just crazy. Luca. Hi, Luca. Is Luca a good bird? They take a lot of attention. It's like having a toddler at the house, right? They want to be, look at me, watch me, watch me. I miss my kids being that age. Watch me, look it. They're always saying, look it. What am I doing? Who have I got calling me? I have no idea. Oh. This Jennifer? This Jennifer? Hello?
Jennifer Brewer, right?
This is Jennifer. How can I help you?
I'm Gary from ABG Research, and we're conducting a survey here in Arizona. You will be great.
Well, I am teaching a class right now, so I can't participate in a survey. Thank you for calling, though. Maybe at a different time. Thanks. All right. Sorry. Like, that was weird, conducting a survey. Never had one of those calls. Usually it's always about our renewal of car maintenance plan or something. That's funny. Let's see. I am working in medicine section. Megan. No, a jealous bidder hates not being the focus. Yeah, I did. I picked a day to take my exam. Oh my goodness. Sammy's getting ready. Will the medicine section be your next set of notes available? Yes. Yes. Very nice rejection. Well, I just can't listen to whatever he has to say. I wasn't sure who it was. I've got, things under the fire. My dad's car is still in the shop getting worked on, and I'm trying to find somebody to help me with an extra driveway. I need to pour some cement, but cement is like impossible to find right now with shortages. And then what else do I have under the fires that I need to get done? I didn't know if it was AAPC because it's an 800 number. I know they needed my mailing address to send us that stuff. I did send it to Alex on Messenger, but I don't know who the 800 number is. It could have been anything. Who knows? So it's usually something important. Travi's got lots of doctor's appointments coming up pretty soon. Never know if it's Phoenix Children's Hospital calling for some reason. So anyway, let's see. Jennifer. She took too long to complete her course with AAPC and they kicked me out, and I'm trying to get motivated. Oh, no worries. They have a contest going on right now where you could win a free grant for $1,000 or something. Y'all be sure and enter. I won their last contest. I won't enter in anymore, but they have one going on right now for this week. So be sure and get your entries in and have a good story why you should get the grant, how it would impact your life, and make it a community involvement. It would impact the community. Like if you better yourself, then you would better your family's life, which would better your community. I think they would like that because I read the rules and they have a 5-person panel who's going to read. They just ask 2 questions, and whatever the results are on those 2 questions, they're going to pick 5 winners or something. And there's also a 5-panel thing. And it sounds like they're just going to be picking the best story. So make it a good one about bettering your community too, including your family. So I think that always tugs at people's, as far as a business standpoint, that looks better than me, things like that. So try something like that. But it's just two questions they're asking. You can pay for an extension to keep your course, but, you probably don't want to spend any more money with them. The main important thing is all those practice questions for every chapter. Every single chapter has all these quizzes, and then they have a chapter exam. Those questions and answers are the key because that's your exam. Those questions that are in the course that are part of your chapter are the same pool that they pick out of to do your certification exam booklets for your exams. So all those questions and answers are the best thing. So every time you have a question that's a quiz question, whatever the answer is, go find where it's mentioned in one of these 3 books and write a little note about that question in your books, so that if you see that question again during your exam, you've got a note written down about it. That's helpful. Yeah, that's the trouble too. People that are coding and then they try to take the certification exam, your coding regulations will mix unfavorably with what guidelines AAPC wants you to pick as the correct answer. So you may get wrong answers even though you know it worked. You absolutely can't code those two things together. It's not going to happen. Well, AAPC's scenarios are just scenarios built on the fact, do you understand the components of the books? Not real billable scenarios, if that makes any sense. So you're going to have to not think about what you do a lot of times in the office and how you bill there, because it's very different. Their exam is just their own exam. From the key components of these books, show y'all some questions in a minute. I got some more E&M that we didn't finish on Friday night that I have, and then I've got some anatomy ones, and I'll show you where to find those answers during the middle of your exam, and I think I've got a couple of medicine ones too. My workshop this Sunday will go over cardiology, musculoskeletal, and E&M. So it'll be 3 sections. I'll do an hour for each, and it'll be fast paced, that's for sure. It's just going to be question to question to question. No visiting, no book prep, none of that kind of stuff. I'm on page 813 right now. All I'm doing is looking for stuff that is in parentheses to highlight that, because it's giving examples or AKA terms for things. If it's noting anything as multiple or the word each, I highlight that in my do nots. That way I notice them when I come back through and I mark it in red. And then I circle my eaches, and anything that has the S in a parentheses or whatever, I mark those, because sometimes it's hard to know whether you can do more than one or not. That's for each event. I just marked the each over there. Yeah, they can lock you out if you don't finish it within 13 months, I believe. 14 months, somewhere around there. They eventually kick you out. You have to buy the course again. She was halfway through chapter 16. No, you didn't miss out on too much. Great. I'm so glad my material is helpful. Is coding hard? Nope. Yeah, there's some real big differences in real life, for sure, when you get to coding. Jen is the best. I passed my exam because of her. Thank you, Tiffany. Love it, love it, love it. How you doing? She's trying to start, and it is hard to learn. That is CC, almost like a CC, and that reminds me, I am missing Auntie CC. If anybody's seen her, I miss her. I hope she's doing okay. I miss her and her sugar beans. Every time she'd want to cuss or say darn, she'd say sugar beans. I miss her. Don't be afraid. It's fun. Turning words into numbers. That's all you're doing. Words into numbers. And I can teach you how to pass the certification exam without any course. All you need to do is learn how to pass the exam from the exam's point of view. And a lot of that comes with book prep. Going through every single page of this book, the CPT book is what I'm in right now, and noting differences between the CPT codes. And yeah, you got to go through every single page. We can all have a burn party when everybody passes their CPC exam, take our CPT books outside and burn them all at once or something. That would be fun. Because in real life, nobody looks at these books. Nobody uses these books. Nobody indexes. Nobody does anything at all in these books ever. They make a fortune selling these books to students. There would be no need for anybody to ever buy any more of these yeah. But for now, we still have open book exams here, and we can write in our books. And the best thing about it is if you are in a course, if you take every single quiz and every single chapter exam question, put it in your book for reference, then you have the full course to look at during your exam. And what I mean is, like right here, I've got a 40-year-old repeat urethra dilation, urethra strictor using saline solution. You just code it as a 53661. And I'm on the page with 53661. So this was probably a practice exam question. And I just took the scenario, just wrote the scenario down, and then put it near that code. So it's super helpful in case I see that question again. That's the meat of that course, is doing that with all those questions. That will help out more than anything. When it says without, I've been just putting a line through it. I don't need to know whatever that word is because it ain't in the CPT code. So move away. I don't want you there. And then if it is a use this code with this code, I mark that notification in blue stars. And then if it tells me, no, do not use that code with any of these codes, then I'm going to mark it right here. I ran into a question today. It was a good one. Where am I going to be at? I'm going to be at the end of neuro, I think. So there's this microscope that can be used at the end of one of these chapters. At the end of ear? I think it's at the end of ear. It is at the end of the ear. So this is interesting. One of their practice exam questions today had a list of random CPT codes, and it said, which one of these can you not use with this code? So we started going to each one of the individual codes, and there was no do not for each of them for this number. So when we finally couldn't figure out which one it was, we went to this code, which was the original code in the question, said which one of like this code or that code or this code or this code cannot be used, cannot use this microscope code. We finally went to that code and found the whole do not list here at it. So what I need to do is go to each one of these freaking codes and write don't use with this, because it's not noted at these codes at all. They don't have do not use that. But if you come to this code, it says do not use this code with all these. So that's something new we learned today that is not in those codes. I believe it was, I think it was this number, the 27. It was a 59. One of the last numbers was a 59, I think. Lord. My memory is going to go bad now. No, there's no 5-9. Anyway, I won't remember the 4. But it was a good question. It did come from AAPC, and I thought, how tricky is that? How tricky. They know this. Each one of those codes does not have a do not on it to use that. Yep. So our question was, like, let me see, I can't write with A or red because my sticky note is add. So my answers were kind of like 2, 2, 5, 5, 2. B was, I don't remember what the codes were. Maybe 4, 9, 6. And then C, I have no idea what they were. 3, 1, 5, 4, 5. And then D was 6, 4, 7, 2, 7. So I was tutoring Mean today, and it asked a question. Which one of these codes can you not, N-O-T, not use this with? And we would go to each one of these codes, and each one of them did not have a do not parenthetical that says do not use with this. You know how every CPT code usually has a list of codes you can't use with them just in case. So like for this example over here, 801, you can't use it with the 6, the 20, the 21, the 33, and the 36. But every code we went to did not have a mention of that do not. And I'm like, there's got to be a do not somewhere telling us. And we just need to find the one that we can use. Because one of them was not on the list. And we finally ended up back here at the original code. And this is where all the do nots were. So if I go to, what's our closest one? 68850. So if I go over here to 68850 and we look at that thing, $68850, we can't use a microscope on this code. See right here, 68850. It says do not report that in addition with these procedures. So this 8850, when you come to 8850, it doesn't have a do not. So what I need to do is come in here with my red do not and make no, what was that number? Good Lord. 69990. 6999. Is that enough nines? Yep. And then O. But I need to do that to all those codes, because if you're going to keep going, there's not going to be, and that's a whole range. So you could write it at the top of the page, I'm assuming, since it's everything all the way back to 905. But every one of those codes you can't use, but there's not going to be a proper do not under it. So when you're trying to find the exam, we wasted a lot of time looking at all 4 of the CPT codes, and there was no do nots to help us. So it was frustrating for her to figure out, oh, well, the answer was at the original code in the question. And we didn't need to look up the answers at all. We needed to look up what was inside the question, go there, and then just find one that was not on this list, and we could have found the answer a whole lot quicker. Yeah, so that's what the question was. MK, it was during MK's tutoring, I think, this morning. So, yeah. or this afternoon. I don't know. We tutored forever. So that was a cool question today, and that means I got to go back and redo a lot more, update all that, put some more 6099s, cannot go beside those codes. But I like to mark my do nots because they're important. AAPC will ask you a question about a code that can't be used with one of the codes underneath it, and then they'll have that as a possible answer. And you can eliminate it quickly if you remember to go look down here underneath them. So that's why in my notes I double highlight. When they tell you to report a code with another code or only once every 30 days, I mark those in blue. Because those are important. It's one of the things they might ask. I don't know which CPT code they might ask that question on, so I do them all throughout the entire book. And I do it in all my notes so that y'all can tell what I do with each individual code for sure. Some people that make notes for other people tell you, well, just go to every do not and mark it in red. I take the time to do it all for you guys too. Show you how to do it. Travis, go away. Out. We don't need no Travis right now. We do not. They are home from the summer and he is leaving crumbs everywhere. He won't stop eating. He's just eating me out of house and home. Boys, have a conversation in your room, not there.
Won't you shut up and go away?
James, get off of YouTube. He's just trying to get his brother in trouble. They love doing everything they can while I'm distracted. Yep. Up to 30 days. That's important. Hey, MK, there she is. I was showing them that question from this afternoon about the do not microscope. That one, how we got frustrated looking through every single CPT code and not finding any do nots. And then we finally got to our original code that was in our question and found all our do nots. So I was just sharing our frustration today about that lovely question. That's a good question. I'd rather see it in tutoring and be able to share it than you guys run into it during the exam and not know how to handle it. So, got lots of do nots. Lots of do nots. Any more questions before we get to questions? Practice questions anyway. I know I got a lot of people going to take their exam this weekend. Lots and lots. We're going to have an explosion of people passing. It's going to be great. And where's my blue? I got to report this one with that one. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Momo. I appreciate it. That's awesome. I'm happy to help. I want you guys to pass, get that cool career here in the medical field. It's been a great career for me. You can always move up in the career chain, volunteer for things that nobody else wants to do or learn. It's always been my philosophy, and it's gotten me really far. When you do apply for jobs and you do get a job offer, don't forget to ask about is that the best that you can do when you do the offer, because they always have a little room to wiggle in. They never ever, HR gives you the best absolute offer right out the gate. They always have room, so don't ever accept the first offer either. I know everybody wants a job, but I've never ever taken the first offer. I've always countered back. Well, that's great and all, but I've literally said I'm not coming out the door for less than this an hour anyway to somebody. But I knew I'd interviewed really well, and I knew that physician wasn't going to have it any other way than to have me. So it's like I knew I could get what I wanted or needed anyway. I just needed what I needed. Oh. Anyway. You're welcome. HR never gives you their absolute best when they offer. Yeah, they always have room to offer just a little bit more of something. Money and vacation or PTO, or there's lots of things that can be negotiated. I don't like time clocks. I hate time clocks. I hate it, hate it, hate it. All that micromanaging, and then they expect you to exactly clock right back in at this particular window. They give you a 5-minute window, and then they give you a 5-minute window to clock back out, clock back in. It's just internet drops, things happen, you get busy, you get a call, you forget to click the stupid button, whatever it is. I hate clocking in. It's just a waste of my time. 13 times a day for breaks and lunches and in and out. It's just, I'm so glad to be beyond all that now. Oof, that was the worst. Even working remotely from home, they tried to keep that up, and I'm like, dude, that is just not going to work. All right, E&M. Let's work on some E&M practice questions. We love our E&M books. We love our E&M numbers. I'm doing my first medical coding class now. All right, Jenny. So be sure and save every quiz question and chapter exam questions, any multiple choice questions at all. Save them, copy, paste, Control P for print them as a PDF, Save every single one of them and then use those as a tool to put into your book. So if I had a question that said, I had a patient come in for a follow-up on atrial fib, how would I bill this office visit for today? And I found out the answer was 99213. Well, here I am writing atrial fib right next to my 99213 because it was a practice question. I also have a UTI here. Diabetes with UTI can be a 99214, but I found all this stuff from practice questions. So it's a wonderful idea. If you did that from chapter 1 through chapter 20, you would have 20 chapters of every single one of their reference questions and practice questions in your CPT book to reference during the exam. It's an open book exam. You can write in your book all you want. They do not want you to make new writing space, but you can write on any space that is available in this book. Make it up. Have a good time. Make rainbows. Yes. So let's go. Let's get to some practicing some E&M questions. You're doing the ICD-10 book right now? That's perfect. I have tons of scenarios in my ICD-10 book that make a huge difference in sorry, I was turning to my book real quick. I mean, even just a few sentences. This is how they diagnosed and post pancreas removal. This is the scenario from a practice question. Somebody that just got their pancreas removed, they get that diagnosis code. And then sequencing, your second diagnosis would be that they've got diabetes secondary to removal of their pancreas. Then you're going to do their medications that they're on, oral or injectable. But doing little scenarios, even in your diagnosis code book, will definitely help. Every single one of those practice questions. B you got wrong? B is wrong? B is wrong. Absolutely, because we can't code a discharge with an admission separately on the same visit on the same day for outpatient. Yep, there you go right there. Yep, that is a coding irregularity right there because we have combo codes right here that does admission and discharge from observation. So it's going to be a difference between our 239, 235, and 234. So what do we need to be able to code 99234, 35, and 36? What must we have? You got it, Sammy. We got to have 3 of 3. So we're going to go look through this question, not just for MDM. We have to match our history, our exam, and our MDM. That's all we need from the question. So that's all we're going to go look for in the question. So let's go look. Where's our word history? That right there. Detailed history goes with which code? Is it this one? Yep. We can do our 3-4. Will it do on 3-5? No, only 3-4. So our history is going to be 3-4. So I just put the last 2 digits there is what I do. We have a detailed exam too, which has to be 3-4. And then our MDM is probably, it doesn't freaking matter since it's 3 of 3 and we're at the lowest number. We could pick our 3, 4 and move on. But just for happenstance, our MDM is low. And just for practice, our low complexity does go with our 3, 4. So, yep, we can pick our D and move on with our day for sure. Perfect. And you didn't need to know who the patient was, why they were there, what was going on diagnosis-wise. The best technique for avoiding any propaganda in these questions is not to get wrapped up in the question. Go to the codes. Let the codes tell you what they need for you to pick out the differences. We've got our 2, 3, 4 again. And our 8 and 9 is under a different heading. These two are for discharges. This one's for observation. And then 33 is for subsequent. So we just need to figure out what the patient's here for. And I bet it's for discharge. It's going to be a difference between these two, I bet. So let's just see. He then discharges her. Yep, I saw that sentence. So we can get rid of these two. And we're going to bill for our discharge. What do we need for those two codes? Is there anything different? What do we need? All we need is what? There you go, time. We just need time. So all we're going to grab from our question is how much time. So let's just look for the numbers or words that say numbers, like 40 if they type out the word. But let's just look at time. Total time was 20 minutes. So which answer is ours? 20 minutes will go with our 30 minutes or less, which is our 28. Yeah, so C. And if you try to take this exam by reading all the questions and then figuring out your codes, you're going to carry with you a ton of information. Think about what we carried with us for the previous question. We had detailed, and low. We don't even know who the patient was and where they were at, but I got 3 words out of that. Right here, I got the word discharge, and then I got 20 minutes. So 2 questions I'm carrying with me to my 3rd question, just 5 words in my head rattling. Just imagine if I read the whole thing. This is a 56-year-old patient with blah, 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 and they're here for this, and they had this trouble. You would have 100 words before you got to 5 questions. And right here, we're going to be under 10 words, possibly, by the time we get through with 5 questions rattling in your head. And brain fatigue is truly a thing that happens during this exam where your brain can't hold one more word. But if you're taking just 5 words at a time, or even 2 words per question, the first one we took 3 words, this one we took 2 words, you can get through your exam and be happy, happy, joy, joy, and walk out with less stress, and you won't have all fatigue and need to go recover somewhere after this exam. It'll be a whole lot better for you, I promise. So please do your very best to practice, not reading the question. Go into the codes, looking to see what you need from the codes, just out of the questions to go dive and go get, and then back out. Don't look at any more. And that will save you for this exam. Yep, yep, yep. Another E and M. So let's go see what is our 41, 42, and 43? Ooh, come on. Be nice. Be nice. Camera. So we've got 341. 341. I know, I'm working on it. It's clear now. 341. Yep. So 41, 42, 43 is our 49 even underneath here? No. 49 is a home visit. That's established patient. The rest are new. So these are, this one's established. The other ones are new. First thing we just need to make sure is, are they new or established? That'll help out more than anything. Goes to see her new patient. So, yep, we can get rid of C. We figured, since he was the only lonely bird out there that was established. So these are the new patients. So what do we need from the question to be able to tell if the answer is 41, 42, or 43? What do we need? I think you're under the twos, Tammy. Look at the numbers again. 99341. We're on page 39 of the 2022 CPT book. I didn't mean that. She's not talking to us. This is, we need 3 of 3. Yes, because this is a new patient. Absolutely. So again, all we need is our history, our exam, and our MDM. And they all have to match. If even one of them is the baby code, the 01, the 41, then we have to pick 41. So that's a little bit of a shortcut. I mean, if any of them are only a problem focused, then we're stuck at 41 and we might as well just pick it. So just so you know. Because they all 3 got a match, no matter what our MDM. So we got a detailed history. So detailed history is going to move us on up the row a little bit to 43. So we can write 43 here. What is our exam? MDM, medical decision making, which they'll have in here. Where is our CMDM? We got a detailed history and examination. So our exam was also detailed. So our exam is also detailed. All I'm doing is going to the codes and looking for the words that match detailed. Because some of them say problem focused or expanded problem focused. This one's the only one that says detailed. So again, it's our 43. And then our MDM, which is our medical decision making, was moderate. Which one goes with moderate? It is, and can be, yep, R43. So all 3 matched. Wonderful. A lot of people will just go grab the MDM and run with that, but you got to be careful during the exam because some of them will be expanded problem-focused history, but the exam might be detailed and the MDM might be moderate, but if any of them is lower, you got to bill lower. Yep. And we don't have to carry none of those words with us of who that patient is, why they're there, none of that stuff. We don't need none of it. whole lot easier way of picking out the answers here. So here is an anatomy one. I'm going to see if y'all can answer. Yep, you sure can, Tammy. Write HEM to the side of those codes like, Got a dry erase board, you can write it down. So which below are not included with subsequent intensive care codes 99478 and 99480? We're looking for a wrong answer. Which one is not included? Correct. None of the above or all of the above. It's one of AAPC's favorite answers. None of the above. They're going to take your food away as soon as you get in intensive care. They're going to check your vital signs, and they're going to monitor all your heart and respiratory too. So, yep. Here's another E&M. So this one is a new patient. This one's established. This one's a wellness visit, and so is this one. The difference is, I think this one is a new patient wellness, and this one is an established patient wellness. So we have to figure out which is which. If you haven't gotten to the memorization part of knowing at least the differences between these two, I would highly recommend practicing that so that you know the differences between new and established, at least between the codes 99202 to 99215. That will be beneficial. These are a pain, but it's okay. These are just the wellness ones where they're doing risk assessments and they're age-based. So let's check out our question. We are only looking for the data, whether they're new or established, which is usually in the very first sentence of the question. Other than that, we're not reading anything. We have a new squirrel. So we'll get rid of anything with an established patient listing. And I think this one's established too, right? So it'll be difference between a regular new patient office visit, or are we doing a wellness exam on this squirrel? What's going on with this kid? And it does say well child exam. I'm not going to look no further. Yep. We're doing D. And that's all there is to this question. That's it. Remember things like no one ever is there for a consult. It is so rare. Most of the time, the AAPC questions are trying to see if you know the differences between a new patient visit and a consult. The only way you can get a consult paid for is if it was the physician's idea. A physician cannot take care of his patient, and he needs another physician, or she, to look at her patient and take over care of that patient for an illness or an injury. That's it. If Aunt Sally Sue wants you to go see this cardiologist because he's the best in town, then you can go see him, and you might get a referral out of your physician, but doctor is only going to be able to bill a new patient code, not a consultation code. Some people need to get surgeries like a gallbladder removal or something, and insurance companies require a second opinion. You have to go see 2 gastroenterologists to get 2 opinions whether that gallbladder needs to come out or not. Well, both of them will end up with just a new patient code because it is mandated by the insurance company. So it doesn't matter who wants it. They can get office visits all they want. They're all going to get new patient visits. That's fine. But the only way you get a consult is like if your doctor's in the ER and the ER doctor says you got to come in and take over this patient because I think they need a plastic surgeon to put together their face that just hit the windshield when they weren't wearing a seatbelt. That kind of thing will get them a consult code. Those 240s that Tammy was talking about earlier, those consult codes, you can use that if a physician's idea was to bring that other physician in to come see that patient. And they will ask you that on the exam all day long. Am I on? Okay. Here is probably an example of that. This is a new patient. What's our 243 and 242? I ain't doing 2 more hours. Twinkle, you're so awesome. Yeah, we'll do 1 more hour. 1 more hour. Thank you, thank you. 242. Oh, my children got so quiet. What are they doing wrong? These 2 are consults. Consult. What is our 5-3? Our 5-3 is also a consult, but it's in the hospital. It ain't workshop day. Workshop day is 3 hours. I'm always looking for you on the workshops. Let's see. But insurance company requires a second opinion. Oops, sorry, touched the screen. So if the insurance company requires a second opinion, what are we billing? Their AAPC is really trying to get you to pick a consult code, right? They've got consult. But we know their trickery, right? We're going to pick which one? Good job, Kelly. We're going to pick that 0 every time because it is so rare that we actually do a consult. Most of their questions are to see if you can do this. Yeah. Go low, bill low, code low. Yep. Here's some new anatomy questions. New. Y'all won't like me. The answer to this question is on page 11 of your ICD-10 book. If you're in the 2022 ICD-11, you can look at that page and find your answer. Just in case you wanted to know. I got to go check on my kids and see why they are so quiet, why I don't hear anything going on. But yes, y'all are correct. Absolutely. Here's another anatomy question. I'll be right back. I'll go check on them. See what the heck they're doing. Now, get off of YouTube. Off. 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 You're not allowed to be on YouTube. I'm not explaining it to you because you clearly won't understand. Move. Out of the chair. Look over those towels. Out. All right. They're back to shape. I sent you an email last time. Hey, Coral Peach. How's it going? Emails. Oh, gosh. I'm so behind on emails. Annie, I have a question. If insurance company requires a second opinion, but patient is established, is only other one new? How can the patient be established for a second opinion consult? Consults are usually for physicians that are brand new to you, because it's a new issue. Like if you have brain cancer and they want two neurologists to see you for your brain injury, you usually don't go to brain doctors very often. So we're not talking about your regular physician office visit. That's just a regular established visit to do the referral for the neuro. That'll be a regular office visit. But what AAPC will be asking is, what do we bill for that specialist? Do we bill them as a new patient when they get to the specialist, or do we bill them as a consult when they get to the specialist? What was that? Oh yeah, trash cans. It's time for trash cans to go out. Tonight's Monday night. I hope that helps. Hey Sanchez, how are you doing? Synthesis. Who is that? Annie said okay. Kimberly has a question. If your exam is in 2 months, is it enough time to learn the test taking skills? Kimberly, what takes the longest is CPT book prep. And you need a lot of time to book prep these books to get them code ready for your exam so that you can find the answer when you get to the code. Mark every single difference between every single code so you know what words to grab and search the question with. That's the hard part, is getting this book entirely prepped for the exam. So at least 100 hours to prep this book. And then you got ICD-10 and HitPix. They're not as long to prep, but the prepping. And then you got to practice questions. You got to practice their practice questions. You've got to. You got to practice looking for coding irregularities. You got to know some of your guidelines, or get your guidelines moved to the books where they're located, where the codes are located. 8 weeks. It depends on how prepped you are. If your books are all done and you're ready and you just need to practice questions, heck yeah. Or everybody picking B? Everybody picking B? I'm doing great, Sanchez. Because it eats your brain. When new books come out, do you transfer the information to the new books? Tiffany, I do for you guys every year for the notes. This year I tried to type them, so it slowed me down a bit. I typed all of the ICD-10 guidelines and all the E&M codes and all of anesthesia, but then I gave up. I was going to be able to finish the books at all. So then I started writing in the books. But yes, I do transfer this data from one year to another. I would not normally do that. I've already passed my certification, but I do it for you guys. Now, you guys can use 2022 books for 2022 year and for 2023 year. So you get to keep these books for 2 years and you don't have to update them. And I got works around getting the new codes added to your old books so you don't have to buy new books. So you guys really technically don't have to either. I'm the only unfortunate one that buys a set every year. But that's just because I'm trying to help and teach you guys. Hillard, yes, I do show every single live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I show how to prep your books. Plus, I have a website, medicalcodingbyjen.com, and there's a drop-down menu that says CPT book prep. It's all free. You can go right in there, and it shows you page by page of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how you can do it to your books too, all for free. So yes, and all my lives that I do here on TikTok 3 days a week for 2 hours each are all posted on YouTube for free. So you can go back and look at all those lives and see my books, how I prep notes. I even do lives now on YouTube where I'm doing nothing but book prep, and y'all can do it along with me. Hey, Jen Patricia, I haven't seen you in a while. Yes, I just did a live with medicine. What night was that, Twinkle? Was that Sunday night? I did 2 hours of book prep Sunday for medicine section. Yep. I do them all the time. The digestive system the videos are on my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com. You can go under videos and those are there. The rest of them through the other sections, radiology, whatever, Lab and Path has got some really good videos up of that book prep. Oh my gosh, they're so good. But right now I'm doing medicine. Yep, I do them. I don't have a schedule. It's whenever the kids go to bed and I have time and energy to do them. I'll do 2 hours. I'll let Twinkle know and she pops on and we do them all the time. Oh, thank you, Sina. Thank you so much for the encouragement. I'm happy to help. How's my blood pressure? Oh, my Lord. Travis James, nobody asked you. Do you have pillowcases on your pillows? Travis, your sheet is on your bed. Oh, I don't believe you at all. Okay, he's driving my blood pressure up right now, but let's see what it is. I hope it blocked you. $129 over 83. So the 83 is just a little high, but yes, much better. Not 160 over 100 like it was the other day. Gosh, much better. No sodas, nothing but water, exercising, doing good. Makes it a whole lot better. Yep, Medical Coding by Jen on YouTube. Sorry, do you show how to prep the books? Yep, I do. Thanks for all you do. You're welcome. Thanks. I'm studying for my CMAA and CBCS. Awesome. I've practice rooms in my Discord group too. So if you go to medicalcodingbyjen.com, I have a social media page that's a drop-down menu, and it has our Discord group. I have practice rooms for all specialties, all kinds of practice questions for there. I put CRC stuff in their room today. Just tons of rooms full of help and book prep. Thank you, MK. Yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. Oh my gosh, the days. Travis told you. Yeah, I'm going to go say hi to Travis. Ain't got nothing on his bed. I'm trying to get back into the AAPC class. I'm just so fresh, just so thankful. Oh, hey, Red. How's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, Sanchez, much better. I can't have Krispy Kreme donuts, alcohol, and nothing but steak. Vegas, my blood pressure went sky high. Ooh. Hey, Dee, how's it going? How do you see the rooms on Discord? So, if you are in our lovely little Discord, over here is those little dots. That's what you want to click, is those little dots right there. Brings you to that picture. And when you're on those little dots, let's see if I can't. I got to push down my puppet thing on the back end. Okay. Whoop. No phone. Don't rotate. So if you get lost, you just go there. This is our main chat room, which is the hashtag right there. And these are the chats I have not read yet. But if you get into a room and you want to back out, go to the little dots up at the top. And then this is the list of the rooms. We got CPC exam practice question room, what to expect on exam day. All these rooms, once you're in there, in a room, you just hit the little dots to go find the rooms. If your rooms are not showing up underneath information, or only half of them are showing up, you have the option to mute ones you've already seen all the info in, and it'll only give you the bold ones that have the new information in it that you haven't seen. And to find the information that is hidden, just hit that little plus sign right there, and it'll open up all the rooms we have. But we have ICD-10 resources. It's all free. CRC, I put a bunch of stuff in today for people. We have CPMA. If there's any certifications I don't have in here with practice rooms, let me know and I'll add them. Once you get into Discord, go all the way down to the very bottom where it says Discord tips. Go into that room, scroll back up to the very front, and Betty put in this YouTube video about how to navigate Discord. It's a really good video so that you understand how to get in and out and what to do and all that stuff. But we got job resources, everything you could imagine. It's all in here. How to prep your book, CPT code resources. Then I do have a CPT book resources too. And there's your book prep right there. Tons of info for sure. My Walmart delivery is taking longer. The Walmart delivery is already here. That's funny. I don't know why they think it's not, but it is. All right. Move that over there. And amniocentesis is definitely RB. You can find the answer to that question. They're saying on page XX of the CPT book. That's funny. Is it there? Maybe it's an abbreviation for amnio. Probably. Yeah. Yep. That's funny. So if you break out the word into the prefixes, suffixes, and root words, you would find out what that answer is, in case you needed it, on page XX of your CPT book. Here's another one. Another anatomy question. Yes, Jen, the answer was B. Kimberly, your instructor is misinformed and spreading misinformation. Just look what I downloaded just this week from AAPC's website. Some of these people are in this AAPC had a contest last week, and they asked everybody to show off your best tips of making notes in your books. I won the contest because I had the best ideas, by the way. But look at some of this information people were sharing. Some people write an ungodly amount of information. The amount of time that took to write, I don't like how it's not in different colors. How would you find any info in there if it's not different colors? But my goodness, there's even some that they had this week that was just insane amount of work. Let me show you the one that I saw. And AAPC was loving every bit of these. Look at all the time it took to write all those codes, do a chart, and this is in their CPT books. AAPC had absolutely no problem with any of this information, and in fact did a contest just this week to show off how much can you freaking write in your CPT book. Look at this information people wrote in their CPT book. Look at all that. What a nightmare. The time that took. Your teacher is just spreading misinformation. Don't let her hoodwink you into thinking you can't write into your book. This is an absolute open book exam. You can make it pretty and rainbowy like this, which I love. Each different section has its own color. I think that is very helpful to drag you to new sections when you need a new set of things that are going on. You don't need a lot. You don't need to do these, I don't believe. Oh my gosh. But, you know, they did a contest even this week and put to rest all those silly rumors about what you can and cannot write in your book. You cannot make new writable space, which means I can't go over here, take some sticky notes, put it over this writing because I think this writing is not important, and make notes about whatever I wanted over the top of their writing. You can't do that. But any available white space, this is your book, and this is your $500 shot to take this exam. And if one little note of one little mention or scenario written out for you helps you pass that exam, it's well worth taking the time to make the notes in your book. You can absolutely write in your book. You paid $500 for these books and you paid $500 just to take the exam, not to mention your courses and classes and other crap you've done. Use your money wisely and put the effort in here to make your notes so that when you get to those codes that are the answers, you take that one word difference. That's what you search for in the question. If it was a difference between this one and that one, I already know exactly what it is. I don't have to read these CPT codes and figure out what my differences are in them. I've already done my prep work. I know what words to grab and run to the question and do a word search for just that one difference. And I could do this test in 2 hours with 100 questions, and make around about a 92-ish area, I bet, just because I would not be paying attention to something. I don't read and comprehend 100% very well, but I've already done the hard work in book prepping. I know I could do that exam in 2 hours and get done with a 90% at least, just because I'm not a very good test taker. I'm terrible at taking tests, but I could definitely do it. You got a lot of money on the line. Don't let your teacher, that just irks me. Don't let your teacher convince you can't write in your book. Then you need more help later when you don't pass the exam. Then you need more teacher time. It just creates this ball that, no, we need to pass. We need to pass this time. This first time we need to pass. Let's do all we can to get it done. Okay, sorry. My rant. I'm sorry, MK. Sorry, guys. Can y'all see now? I hope y'all can see now. I was ranting. Yeah, if you are out of the country in Indonesia, Denali, Philippines, anywhere outside the United States, they've had their testing sites have been promoting cheating during the exam, and they have shut down anybody writing in the book. So that is one exception. If you are out of the country, you don't even get to bring your own books with you. So they won't even let you bring your own books. They have books at a testing facility that have not been written in, and those are the only ones you can use. And that's unfortunate. I don't know what kind of cheating it could have been. Good gracious. I was in anatomy. I was looking in anatomy for what? For the XX? Oh, your Discord rooms. The Discord rooms. Maybe that was it. Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to show me, MK. So MK, when you get in Discord, sometimes I have to do it multiple times. I have to hit that arrow, and then I have to hit this plus sign over and over and over again. Sometimes it doesn't work all the way and it goes to the wrong thing. It's not supposed to go there. You see how it just got rid of a lot of the rooms? Now I don't have all the rooms that I've seen something in. I've only got the bold rooms. They're gone now. So then I have to hit this again, and now I have access to the rooms.
I helped her with her. I got her milk. I brought one of her milk that we got from the Walmart. And me and James took out the trash for you.
Thank you. So hopefully it should be that plus symbol. If it's not, yeah, I'll help you out. Travis, leave me alone, honey. There's the answer to that one. What?
There's like a red thing there. The fruit, the dragon fruit. It's still in the binder.
Yeah, I was trying to make some. I haven't finished yet. I'll get to it. Where's James? All right, sorry. Try uninstalling the Discord app and then reinstall it. Sometimes people have to do that. Yes, I do record the lives, Hillard, and they are posted on YouTube. You listen to my YouTubes. Oh, I'm so sorry. On your drive to work every day. Aw. I said you 1,000 times over. The page of my books is getting ripped out. I know. Some of mine have fallen out too. Look at my poor urology, man. This whole page is just gone and I can't get it back in there. It's just sad. Sad, sad, sad. Sometimes they rip out with daily use. Nothing we can do. That's what she tells everyone to do. Well, ask her why then did AAPC have a contest last week of people showing off what they wrote in the books, and a mentor you saw on TikTok won it, and she says we can write in any available white space we want for our books. My goodness. Then why is AAPC having a contest for it? Good gracious. She needs to do her research. She's back in the olden days. All right, I didn't write much. I wasn't sure whether they would allow it or not. Now I can do it. You can write all over it. It's your book. I have to do path and E&M. Right where I am, I failed it twice already. Oh, Kim, third time. Most people do get it, and when they pass on their third time. So you're right on track. You're gonna get it this time. Cheating. Yeah, I wonder what in the world they're doing. We have some people that are in the AAPC group now that I think are like some of the proctors that say they have the answers to the exams and they want to sell it to you for like $1,000 or some crap. Don't listen to none of them and don't send anybody any money. No, 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 no. You're taking you're taking yours, kill it with kindness, and you're in the Philippines. You won't be able to take your books to the exam site, unfortunately, but stick with my processes. I'll be able to show you how to pick the answers, even without knowing what to take or what to write. You can do it. I wish they would give y'all more time, though. That's going to be the hardest part. Because y'all don't have your books prepped, then y'all need more time. It would be nice if they gave you an extra 30 minutes to find some of the differences, because you really do have to analyze those codes during the exam to see what your differences are, and some of them aren't too fun to do because they're super big and wordy. Let me see. For example, if we're in the I section, there are a couple of these two I's CPT code descriptors. So I'm on page 505 and 504. Y'all probably won't be able to see, but CPT code 66982, 66984, 66983, and 66985. Those 4 codes will be on your CPC exam for sure. They have, especially number 2 and number 4, have super lengthy CPT code descriptors. They are extremely big. And there's only one difference between the 2 and the 4, because they're both ECCEs. This one is an expansion device, and this one is an artificial lens. It would be very difficult without the book prepped ahead of time. because you have to go word for word, E word, cataract, removal, with insert, because the one word that you need will be in here, but you have to find it, and skimming isn't going to find it. Right here is the one word difference. There's no difference between all this descriptor and all this until you get to expansion device. They're all the same. These two are insertions, and they're both insertions of cataract extractions. So I think that if you can't prep your book ahead of time, then y'all should be given more time. I'll work on getting that notion through to AAPC, but that's my one query about that. I would hate to do that exam without the book prep. It would take me more time for sure. I couldn't do it in 2 hours. All right, this one right here. Another anatomy question, and it's in the eyes. Speaking of that, I have great ESP about this stuff sometimes. It's funny. All right. Yeah, uninstall it and reinstall it. Hey, Allie. Yep, my notes are the best and fastest way to do that. I used to have a book repair business, and I'll have to research reinserting. The problem is the pages are so thin. They're so thin too. And then how do you reinsert it when all your little tabby things are torn? And you can't make new tabby things because it'll run into the code descriptors. And then how do you get it re-spiraled in the middle of all this pages in the book? It's just a nightmare when one of them comes out. It's bad. Ugh, it's terrible. All right, and do I have any available dates to work? I work all the time. If you mean tutoring, no, really not. I'm covered up in tutoring, but I can try to work people in about not this week, not next week, but the one after. I think I can work some people in. MK, you're going to do great. Yeah, and I bet when you get your letter from your testing facility about a week before you test, it'll say don't even bring your books, that they're going to give you books to do. At least that's what they did in Dubai last week. We are claiming that. Yeah, Tammy. With me, I just check. Nothing until September. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, my schedule is crazy. When are you taking your exam, Kimberly? Oh, your exam is August 27th. Yeah, I can get you in before August 27th, that's for sure. Go on and book what's in September, but tell me when you're in my site and you book it, there'll be a place there. Go on and book it and say that move to 2 weeks before August 27th at least, and then I can manually move it. I can definitely do that. But we're taking the exam from home using our own book. Yay, that's great. Over in the Philippines, using a 360 camera. Wow. As of when I talked to Alex, what was that? 4 or 5 days ago, they weren't doing any online international exams yet, but that's cool. That's cool. Proctor doesn't really say much about anything about the notes. No, I had one person get in trouble for their notes for the CPC exam. She had written all over the front cover of the book. She had written notes even here on every available space. I mean, literally, it had notes from the beginning of the cover to the very end. And then they questioned that. And I think some of her notes were written over the top of their printed words. But they did stop her exam. They got AAPC on the line. And then AAPC approved her book. And then the proctor let her go on. But it slowed down the whole process. AAPC was like, well, she's overzealous, but that's fine. Don't write on any of the printed pages, even if it's an advertisement for their AMA professional stuff or whatever. Just any available white space. There's plenty of space all around those codes. And she still got to take her exam. You will pass, MK. Say it again, please. Go Car. Write all over that book. It's going to be hard without writing anything. It always is. You can do it if you practice the practice questions over and over again and you really know what AAPC is looking for, why they wrote the question that way. You really got to study their practice exam questions like this one. So this one's going to be on page 10 of the ICD-10 book. They got a list of all the musculars, musculature. There we go. I got it out. On page 16 of your ICD-10 book, and we find that our medial rectus is the one that moves inward movements. I love this little chart. But I also did move it to the eye part in my exam, my CPT book. See if I can find it real quick. I moved it here to page 508. We have our eye picture here. I put horizontal and vertical so that I knew on that one without having to go to the ICD-10 book. So I hope that's helpful. Practice all those exam questions. That's the important part. Watch your YouTubes and get those codes. You're welcome, Tiff. It was a diagram of the eye chapter. Yep. Resurface implements with book confetti. I wonder how they cheated too. Like, how could you cheat? I mean, we can write anything we want in this book. How did they cheat? This is a revision. This is a release. This is a destroy. That's the differences. This one can't be coded as the very first code because we know it's an add-on code. So it would have to be a difference between these two codes. Are we destroying or releasing? Could be tricky because how did they release that scar? They might have destroyed something to release it. So you got to be careful. But cryo means that they inserted a toxin. So right here they're doing a toxin, and then a release of the scar tissue means just rubbing it out, removing the scar tissue. So this one they would have used a chemical. So just knowing the difference, but I'm like, how would you cheat? Did they get the answers to the exam questions beforehand and just write the answers, answer 1 through 150 questions? Did they have them in the book? And how did they get those answers? Because AAPC grades them in-house. They don't let anybody have the answer sheets unless you're in-house, unless they had somebody in-house sell the answers. So that could have been a whole big old thing. Good gracious. I don't know. All right. Another anatomy one. No, it's not hard, JJ. Not hard at all. What you doing? Where is James? Okay. My kids got quiet again, so I had to go check on them. Go-kart, I'm sorry. I missed your question. No, you can use the 2021 books until January 1st of 2023. So you just better pass by December 31st. Sub means below, submarine, right? You got it. We could find the answer in the ICD-10 book on page 729 too, by the way, if you wanted to look there. There is a way to find the answer on that page. All right, another medicine question. So let's look at our codes. And looking at these, I like to look for coding similarities. So we've got our 9s are all the same, the 1s are the same, the 0s are the same. And then we have 3 of them that have 3. So that means I might not look at the A. And then the 4 and the 5 are closest. So let's go look up those two answers first and see what our differences are before we even look at the question. So 9-1, we're going to be in the back of the book in the medicine section, not in E and M anymore. 9-1. 91035. Here we go. And 3-4. Two separate pages. What is our one-word differences? I don't have these done up yet. One's with the electrode. No, they both have electrodes. 35 is on page 736. It's with a mucosa attachment. We're under the esophagus. Esophagus, not retina, right? GERD. So far, I just have my what's in the parentheses done, but I don't have my differences written underneath here or my do nots done. I don't have anything in this section done. It's a little fuzzy. We have pH electrodes, which they both have that. Oh, this was your question today about the nostrils being bilateral or something, right? That was interesting. 10 more minutes. Thank you for the roses. That's so sweet. I did get approved yesterday. I think it was yesterday, guys, by the way. Let me look through my thing. I don't know what it means or what happens. Let's see. I know I screenshotted it and saved it. Hopefully I can remember. Yep, here it is. Here it is. Yesterday, I get to join the Creators Fund. I don't know what it means, but I did get enough views in the last 2 weeks. Thank y'all very much to join the Creators Fund. I've been on here a year and a month so far and never been in it. I did get approved the other day, and whatever donations we get here, we are going to use for free grant to give away sections of my notes. So I am in an actual TikTok creator now. Isn't that funny? That is so funny. So hysterical. I never even thought about doing that. And let me see. How do I figure out? Yeah, got zero balance. I don't even know how to do anything, but if I withdraw any money, I used to have, before I became part of the Creator Fund, it was $26 in there for a year's worth of stuff that was done, but I never did download that or whatever. So I don't know where that balance went, but I know that since I just got approved yesterday, maybe it takes 3 days to transfer the old balance over because I had 26 in there. But hopefully it'll be pretty cool. And I know they won't let you withdraw it for 30 days. So once it gets there, it's there, and then they won't let you withdraw it for 30 days. But then after that, we can withdraw it and start using it as free grant money for notes for us. So we should be on page 735 of the CPT book, and I don't see anything about a mucosa attachment. We already have our pH electrode, which was in our mama code, and I wouldn't go on and code the other one because it would be another attachment to go along with it, which is another one for telemetry and stuff. So I would just pick C because it's just the test with the pH electrode. That's it. And I wouldn't bother looking for the 30 or the 10 because this matches. pH electrode, I doubt all these codes are going to have pH electrodes. That's pretty specific. There you go. Another anatomy one. That's a long one. A very long one. Ugh. Get to the answer. See if I can't find it. So where would you go for this answer? And I would start thinking about the endocrine glands, because that's pretty much where we're at. And to find the anatomy of the endocrine system, we would find that in our ICD-10 book on page 527. Good job, MK. So in our 2022 book of the ICD-10, you have a full description of the endocrine system, all of its little pieces, and what does it do, and all the hormones it makes, and then common pathogens or diseases of that system at the end. You should be able to find your answer there. Which hormone secretes by the anterior part of the pituitary gland? My goodness, what a question. I got to vote for A. I like the fact that both these have hormones in them. Just looking for similarities. This one's TIN and this is CIN. Just things like that I'm always looking for. And since their question said which hormone, that lets me go on and start eliminating and keeping the things that say hormone. Now I'm down to a 50-50 shot. Some things are just as simple as that with AAPC. They ask specifically which hormone, and then they labeled 2 of them hormone. So that's helpful. At least you can get to this. Yep, that gets gets you into labor. This produces breast milk. This makes you taller as you grow. And they are asking about which one is secreted anteriorly. Good job. It's what do you oh my God in MK? Correct. It is A, guys. Yep. You said that LH secretes from the pituitary, and that's exactly what this said. Yep. That's your answer. Indeed it is. It is a master gland. So we've got in our book here, we've got anterior, the anatomy of the anterior pituitary gland. We can underline or highlight for sure. And there is our luteinizing hormone. Right there on that page, just highlighting those 2 things as possible things that were on the exam, the anterior and the LH. Super helpful for the exam. That's what I mean by going through every single practice question, making notes with the answers on every single one of their practice questions, understanding why they have this question. Yep. Super helpful for the exam. Gotta finish updating this section. I gotta get going. I gotta make some rainbows here. Endocrine is all about the hormones. It is. Indeed. Don't forget, if for those people that are taking their quiz or exam this weekend, the first questions are always there to shock and awe you. You won't know the first 4 answers. Just skip those. Maybe even start the exam from the back of the book and work your way forward. And you'll feel better than if you start with question 1, answer 1. It's they just put the toughest ones right at the beginning just to psych you out. So know that's going to happen and don't worry about it. If you don't know the first one, just skip it, move on. Skip the next one and next one till you find one that you do know. Start from there. Please don't forget, yes, peppermint candy in your mouth the entire time increases test scores. Isn't that amazing? The colors yellow and green also increase test scores. So those are helpful. And remember the words that I've said. Don't read the questions. Go to the answers first. Look for coding irregularities. Look for similarities. And take it one code at a time. Go to the code. What makes a difference between this code and that code is only a patient's age. And if it is a difference between those two codes, then all you need from the question is just an answer. Grab that age, and that's it. You don't need to read the entire question. Promise. And move on. You're mad? I'm sorry, Coral. The online test didn't allow candy? It's crazy. They caught somebody on the online exam who had wrote information, I don't know how it could have been helpful, on the bottom of their dog. I'm like, what could you have written on your dog that you couldn't have written inside your CPT book or your ICD-10 book or your hip picks? I'm like, what? So now they don't allow pets in the room with you while you're taking your exam. Who would write on the bottom of their dog? I don't know. And what could you write on them and keep on them that you could possibly need for this exam that you would need to look at and try to read? Even if it was clothes the dog was wearing, it just seems insane to do. What would you need? What could you possibly fit? I don't understand. I mean, I guess it depends on the size of the dog, but you'd still have to flip it over and read it. How would you do that? So yeah, some things they're getting quite strict on. And they don't want people writing on the bottom. I write, because we all have these water bottles in our house. So Mama has purple writing. I've already worn mine off. Travis has his red and James has blue. And we write each other's names on the bottom of them. But they probably would have fussed about that because they don't want anybody writing answers. But that's a lot of trouble to write something on stuff when you can write in your books. Write all you want in your books. Please, Lord, write in your books. Don't write in your pets. Yeah. I know. Looks at the dog. There you go. Oh my gosh, no. If they hear your parrot, oh my gosh. What's his name? What was his name? Oh my gosh, I don't remember his name. Tried to remember his name. People are getting creative, but I'm like, well, how could that help when you can write it out right here? How would that help? I could write anything I want right here. Anything that I wanted to write on my dog, I could write it right here. It's legal. You could write on your book. Write it on your book. And that's why teachers spreading the fact that they're going to turn you away for writing your book gets people to seek out other ways to put down information. And you don't need to write on your dog. You can write in your book. That's why teachers should not spread that kind of information. Hey, that's so cool. I don't know what that does, but that finger heart thing is so cool. No, it's Luca. That's right. Luca. Oh, That's a sweet, sweet name. Luca's a pretty bird. Oh my gosh. I had a proctor that didn't say anything about candy on my desk. I had a proctor that disappeared halfway through my exam. Wasn't even there at the end. It was fine. Thank you, Ash. They are giving AAPC to be strict on you. It was just funny. I was talking to, oh, thanks for the donuts and the tiny dino. I think that's my first tiny dino. He's so cute. The conversation with Alex with AAPC was funny about that. I'm like, y'all got to tell me, why can't they write on their books internationally? So, and I can't wait for the CRC and the COC and the CPB and all those to go online too, with proctors to do those tests also. But heck, you can write in your books. And so I'm so glad that they did that contest last week of what's the best info you got that you write in your books. And y'all know I'm proud of winning. Yep, I won. So you can write in your books all you want. And what I got is what's on the exam. Promise this will help you with the exam for sure. Don't forget to put down the page numbers of every single red code throughout the entire book that is out of sequence. That'll help you for sure, because they're going to pick codes that are out of sequence and you can't find them. And you don't want to go searching through 50 or 60 or 100 codes looking for those individually. So there you go, Annie. Write a prayer, write a joke, write an affirmation, write all you want in your book. Just make sure it's not over the top of their black print. Yep, you can write in plenty of white available spaces. And they even have pages and pages of notes back here in the back that you can use for sure. Why are we asking about, the 8-5 code? Yep. Those two code descriptors are crazy, insane, thick, lots of words in them. Took me forever to see what the differences were in those two. Okay, guys, I am going to get off here. Thank you so much, Twinkle, for hanging out and getting my time straight for me. I really appreciate your help. I will see you guys again on Wednesday night for another 2-hour live. Ding, ding, ding. It's time to go. I'm going to go hang out with the boys for a minute. You're very welcome, Coral. I'll get to my emails, I promise. Yep, see you on YouTube. Yep. Absolutely, guys. Please don't forget to get into the Discord app too, please. Super helpful. 7,000 likes. Ooh, 8 shares. That's so great. Y'all are so nice.